Hello and welcome and namaste from New Delhi. You're watching DD India Live. I'm Gautam Roy. Coming up over the next 30 minutes. Qatar's Emir tells Arab Muslim leaders that Israel's attack in Doha was to derail Gaza talks. Netanyahu says he doesn't rule out more strikes on Hamas leaders, with US Secretary of State Marco Rubio by his side in Jerusalem. Prime Minister Narendra Modi unveils and initiates a mega development push for Bihar, launching and laying foundation stones of projects worth nearly 36,000 crore Indian rupees. And Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent announces US and China have framed a framework for the TikTok deal after talks in Madrid. Says Presidents Trump and Xi will speak on Friday to complete the agreement. First up now, Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Monday unveiled a mega development push for Bihar, launching and laying foundation stones of various projects worth nearly 36,000 crore Indian rupees in Purnia. The highlights include 25,000 crore rupees Peer Penti thermal power project in Bhagalpur, the state's largest private sector investment, and a 2,680 crore rupees Kosi Mechi river linking project. The PM also launched the National Makhana Board, boosting Bihar's dominance in makhana production, and distributed 500 crore rupees in community investment funds under DAY-NRLM. In his address, the PM lauded the development works undertaken by the double-engine government of Bihar. He also mentioned about the setting up of the National Makhana Board. Prime Minister Modi slammed the previous governments for neglecting makhana and its farmers.
सरकारों ने मखाने की भी उपेक्षा की और मखाना किसानों की भी उपेक्षा की, और मैं दावे से कहता हूं, ये जो आजकल यहां आकर के चक्कर काटते हैं ना, उन्होंने मेरे आने से पहले मखाना का नाम भी नहीं सुना होगा। ये हमारी सरकार है जिसने मखाना को प्राथमिकता दी है। साथियों, मैंने बिहार के आप लोगों से राष्ट्रीय मखाना बोर्ड के गठन का वायदा किया था। केंद्र सरकार ने कल ही राष्ट्रीय मखाना बोर्ड की स्थापना के लिए नोटिफिकेशन जारी कर दिया है। मखाना किसानों को मखाने की अच्छी कीमत मिले, टेक्नोलॉजी का इस्तेमाल बढ़ाया जाएगा। राष्ट्रीय मखाना बोर्ड इसके लिए निरंतर काम करेगा। मखाना सेक्टर के विकास के लिए हमारी सरकार ने करीब 550 करोड़ रुपए की योजना को मंजूर किया है।
And reinforcing his commitment to rail connectivity, the PM inaugurated several railway projects and flagged off 4 trains. PM Modi also joined housewarming ceremonies under Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, handing out keys to rural and urban beneficiaries. And early in the day, Prime Minister Modi inaugurated the interim terminal building at a new civil enclave of Purnia Airport. And moving on from Bihar, the PM was in West Bengal as well. He inaugurated the 16th Combined Commanders Conference in Kolkata on Monday. The theme of the conference is Year of Reforms, Transformation for the Future. This is in line with the ongoing modernization and transformation of the armed forces. Prime Minister Modi complimented the armed forces for the success of Operation Sindoor. The PM also lauded Indian Army's integral role in nation building, anti-piracy, safe return of Indian citizens from conflict zones as well. Prime Minister Modi also reviewed reforms implemented in the last 2 years and the plan for the next 2 years. The PM instructed the Ministry of Defence to swiftly implement concrete steps to achieve greater jointness, Atmanirbharta or self-reliance, and innovation to meet future challenges and to prevail against any eventuality. Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, along with Minister for Railways, IT and Information Broadcasting, Ashwini Vaishnav, launched the AI for Viksit Bharat, the opportunity for accelerated economic growth, and the Frontier Tech Repository of the Niti Aayog in New Delhi. The roadmap presents a comprehensive action plan for India to harness the transformative potential of artificial intelligence and to convert it into additional economic value by 2035. Addressing the gathering, the minister said, AI is capable of giving solutions for better urban centers and agriculture, but it should be used in a controlled manner. Listen in.
AI should help us give solutions for better city urban areas which exist and for newer urban centers that we may plan. I think we need to have a greater understanding that AI probably is capable of giving us in situ solutions without having to remove people from where they are, but keep them there, but give them the solutions which has been waiting for decades.
Now, addressing the event, Union Minister Ashwini Vaishnav said that artificial intelligence is going to fundamentally change every aspect of life, stressing that the importance for India is to be among the front runners in developing and adopting AI technologies.
Telecom technology, semiconductors, electric vehicles, biotech, some of the most complex engines, quantum, rare earth, and a few more. These are technologies which we will have to master, we'll have to adopt, we'll have to develop talent pipeline, and we will have to make sure that we remain in the frontier. And over a period of last few decades, the biggest change which has happened and the biggest factor which has joined this constellation of technologies is AI. AI is also going to fundamentally change the way we work, the way we live.
Now, Dr. K. Muthukrishnan, a professor of economics from Trichy in Tamil Nadu, has hailed the reduction of GST into 2 slabs, considerably reducing the tax burden, saying the move will propel the economy from the 4th position to even higher slots.
So every people are very happy because the biggest company to the lowest company, they are very happy to buying and selling, grow the development of our country. So very happy. We thank to our Pradhan.
Miran Abdul Wahab, a government advisor, also welcomed the GST cuts on consumer goods, highlighting their role in easing the middle class's burden and improving lifestyles.
I really appreciate the initiative which was taken by the Government of India under Narendra Modi ji. Like the GST for the consumer goods, most of the consumer goods have been reduced to 5%, and certain other goods have been slashed down to 0%, which will elevate the lifestyle and the medium class consumer producers, as well as the people who are fighting for the basic needs.
The day also saw Union Minister Piyush Goyal inaugurating the 89th General Meeting of International Electrotechnical Commission at Bharat Mandapam, New Delhi. The exhibition, featuring 75 exhibitors, showcases innovations in electric mobility, smart lighting, electronics and more, and it will be open to the public from the 16th to the 19th of this month. Speaking at the event, the minister spoke about sustainability and India's growing role in world sustainable development and the growth of quality culture in the nation.
What you have taken up as a theme today, fostering a sustainable world, is very appropriate. It's the need of the hour. Because India itself is very focused on sustainability as the pillar of growth in our country. We are working on mission mode to build an entire quality culture in the nation. Of course, there are some vested interests who will try to come against our effort to build this quality culture. But I'm happy to share with all of you that Prime Minister Narendra Modi is somebody very, very committed both to quality and to sustainability.
And US President Donald Trump took to his social media platform Truth Social to announce a deal with a certain company. This comes as talks between US and China are ongoing to resolve the dispute over TikTok. In the post, he praised the trade meeting between the United States, the European Union and China as having gone very well. He then hinted that the dispute over social media giant TikTok might be resolved soon. Trump further added that he will speak with Chinese President Xi Jinping on Friday. And US Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent has also confirmed that US and China have reached a framework for the deal.
We have a framework for a TikTok deal. The two leaders, President Trump and Party Chair Xi, will speak on Friday to complete the deal, but we do have a framework for a deal with TikTok. Getting to this framework was made possible by President Trump and the high regard that President Trump has for Party Chair Xi. So when the leaders have mutual respect, then the delegations have mutual respect. And as Ambassador Greer said, we were in substantial contact with President Trump last night and then again today.
Meanwhile, leaders from Arab and Muslim countries have gathered for an emergency summit in Doha on Monday, a week after Israel's unprecedented strike on the Hamas in Qatar, prompting widespread anger. The Joint Arab League and Organization of Islamic Cooperation Summit, called by Qatar, seeks to pile pressure on Israel, which has been facing mounting calls to end the conflict and humanitarian crisis in Gaza. And US Secretary of State Marco Rubio met Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in Jerusalem on Monday as part of a three-day visit to Israel. The meeting takes place as Israel is continuing its campaign against the Hamas in the Gaza Strip and prepares to advance on Gaza City. It has also come against the backdrop of Israel's recent efforts to target Hamas leaders in Qatar. Addressing a joint press conference along with Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu, Rubio vowed that Washington would provide unwavering support to Israel in achieving its goals in Gaza as he called for the eradication of the Hamas.
Gaza deserve a better future, but that better future cannot begin until Hamas is eliminated. That better future and that kind of peace is not even possible until the hostages are released, all of them, every single one. And so that's what we continue to be focused on. That's what the President wants to see happen, and that's what you can count on our unwavering support and commitment to see come to fruition. As far as the President's been clear on the ongoing issues in Gaza, and that is that every single hostage, both living and deceased, needs to be home immediately.
Rubio also promised Israel to maintain maximum pressure on Iran to prevent it from developing a nuclear weapon following a June military campaign.
That's why the President continues with our campaign of maximum pressure. There will continue to be maximum economic pressure on Iran until they change course. That's why we are encouraged to see our partners in Europe begin the process of snapping back sanctions on Iran. They are clearly out of compliance with what was already a flawed deal to begin with, and we encourage them to continue down that road. We 100% support that. That is exactly what needs to happen.
And on his part, Israel's Prime Minister Netanyahu said that he wishes to extend personal gratitude to US President Trump and said that the American-Israeli alliance has never been stronger than it is now. He said that Trump is the greatest friend Israel has ever had in the White House and that this friendship will be forever cherished.
The American-Israeli alliance has never been as strong as it is now. And the President has been an outstanding global leader. He's really transforming the world to better all of us. And I can again repeat what I've said time and time again. He's the greatest friend that Israel has ever had in the White House.
And Netanyahu said the visit by Marco Rubio was a clear message that the US stands with Israel.
Your presence here in Israel today is a clear message that America stands with Israel. You stand with us in the face of terror, in the face of the incredible, I would almost say, Middle Ages lies that are directed against us, the rising anti-Semitism in the world, and the really the weak governments that are putting pressures on us because they collapse under the pressure of Islamist minorities and incredible vilification.
And still to come in this edition of DD India Live. The Kremlin warns EU nations that seizing its frozen assets for Ukraine's reconstruction will harm the Western financial system. The studio and adolescents emerge as the biggest winners at the 2025 Emmys. And Afghanistan's Naveen ul Haq has been ruled out of the Asia Cup 2025 due to injury.
Geopolitics and trade deals. Economic challenges amid development. Hard work and the path to prosperity. It's the economy always. Between walkers, money is what money does and says. Supply creates its own demand. Between the bulls pulls and bears tears. When supply chains globalization and India rises to the podium. We'll get you centered with the Economic Brief at 8 p.m. every Thursday on DD India.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India Live. I'm Gautam Roy. Now, the Kremlin has warned EU countries that expropriation of frozen Russian assets by European nations would harm the Western financial system. Earlier, Russia warned it would go after any European state that sought to take its assets. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov further added that NATO was fighting against Russia by providing direct and indirect support to Ukraine.
Beside the fact that it will significantly undermine credibility of the Western financial system, it will also be subject to legal action by Russia, which will be defending its property right in the legal field. NATO is de facto involved in this war. NATO is providing direct and indirect support to the Kyiv regime.
And Germany's largest state, North Rhine-Westphalia, saw elections yesterday. It's the country's industrial center and can be considered the industrial heartland. Lars Holter is with Deutsche Welle and joins me from Berlin. Well, good evening to you, Lars, and what can you tell us about the election results?
Thanks for having me. Well, let's start with the winner of the election. That's the center-right Christian Democratic Union, the CDU. They got a 33.3%, so exactly 1 of every 3 votes were cast for them. Now, the CDU is the party of Chancellor Friedrich Merz, if you look at nationwide federal politics, but it's also the party that had been governing in North Rhine-Westphalia for the last couple of years in a coalition with the Green Party. That party, however, the Greens, they had a pretty bad night as the votes were counted. The Greens saw the biggest drop over 4 years ago and came in at a 13.5%, only the 4th largest party now. Also down are the center-left Social Democrats, and that is somewhat of a tragedy. The SPD, as they are called, were long the strongest party in that particular industrial part of Germany that was home to mining and refining and the heavy industry. Yesterday's election seems to show that the party is losing their clientele, that the working class does no longer identify with them, many of them either moving further left or to the right, where the extreme right-wing AfD stands.
And Lars, what can you tell us about, what can we really glean from the election results?
I guess the 2 largest parties have to learn that their constant bickering, especially within their governing coalition on the federal level, is not only annoying, but that it is threatening the established parties in Germany and even social order. If the established parties can't agree on long overdue reforms, after all, Germany's economy has now been extremely weak for 3 years at least. If they can't agree on reforms and act faster, then people will seek alternatives in areas that won't help the country in the long term. And speaking about that, German economists are indeed warning that the rise of the extreme right could be another major economic problem for the country, that it will spook international investors. Besides some general problems right here in Germany, we have long known that without migration, we cannot fill all the jobs we need to fill as the baby boomer generation retires. So we're talking about the stability of the labor market and thus the stability of a future German economy. So I guess the good thing is that despite current problems, the extreme right still got only 14%. But the fact that they've been rising in elections everywhere in the country is indeed worrisome.
Right, Lars. So let's see how this impacts once it has an opportunity to at the central level as well, at the national level. Thanks a lot for joining for the moment from Berlin. Now, the 77th edition of the Primetime Emmy Awards, celebrating the finest in American primetime television, wrapped up on Sunday. The star-studded ceremony showcased thrilling moments, numerous anticipated wins and historic milestones. With heavyweights like Severance, Adolescence, Hacks and the studio all bagging top honours, it was a night to remember. Dipanshu Kashyap has the highlights in this report.
The British teen murder drama Adolescence from Netflix emerged as the top contender at this year's Primetime Emmy Awards, taking home 8 awards, including Outstanding Limited Series Outstanding Actor for Stephen Graham and Outstanding Supporting Actor for 15-year-old Owen Cooper. Cooper's win made him the youngest Emmy Award winner to date.
It means so much to me. It means so much to me, my family, the people back home. So, you know, it's just, I genuinely don't know what to say really, but yeah, it just means the world to me, so yeah.
Meanwhile, The Pit claimed 3 awards including Outstanding Drama Series and Outstanding Actor for Noah Weil. In the comedy category, the satirical series The Studio dominated, winning Outstanding Comedy Series and setting a record with 13 Emmy wins, the most ever for a comedy. The series also earned Outstanding Actor for Seth Rogen.
I'm legitimately embarrassed by how happy this makes me. And to be standing up here with all these people, these are the best people I know, and to have them spend their days with me, working with me.
Other notable winners of the night included Gene Smart for Hacks, Stephen Colbert for The Late Show, Christine Milioti for The Penguin, and Britt Lower for Severance. The winners were selected by nearly 26,000 members of the Television Academy, including performers, directors and producers. The ceremony was hosted by comedian Nathaniel Bargatze. Dipanshu Kashyap's report for DD India.
And in just a short while from now, in the T20I Asia Cup, Sri Lanka will look to build on their perfect start as they face a struggling Hong Kong in Dubai. Sri Lanka have won the toss and opted to bowl in fact, and both the teams have made one change in their playing 11. Sri Lanka, who won the Asia Cup last time in the T20 format, ticked all boxes in their opening encounter. They meet Hong Kong, who lost 2 games in a row, with its batters having a tough time against the more accomplished opponents. Indian pacer Mohammad Siraj has been named the ICC Men's Player of the Month for August 2025 for his match-winning spell against England in the 5th Test. Siraj picked up 9 wickets across both the innings and helped India secure a thrilling win by 6 runs. As a result, the well-fought series ended at 2-2. The fast bowler was also named the player of the match in the final test for his efforts. The right-arm pacer pipped New Zealand's Matt Henry and West Indies' fast bowler Jayden Sales for the monthly award. Afghanistan seamer Naveen ul Haq has been ruled out of the ongoing T20 Asia Cup 2025 due to an injury. Naveen recovered from a shoulder injury and has not been declared fit by the Afghanistan Cricket Board to participate in the tournament. Naveen did not feature in Afghanistan's Asia Cup 2025 opener and missed the tri-series with Pakistan and the UAE in the build-up to the series. He was last seen in action during the Major League Cricket competition for MI New York in June. Reserve pacer Abdullah Ahmadzai, who recently made his international debut, has been added to the main squad for the Asia Cup. Spain fought back from a 2-0 deficit to qualify for the Davis Cup Final 8 with a 3-2 win over Denmark in the qualifying tie in Marbella on Sunday. Spain, without top-ranked Carlos Alcaraz, had lost the opening 2 rubbers but sealed the deal on the back of Martinez, Pablo Carreno Busta and a doubles victory. Spain now joins Argentina, Austria, Belgium, France, Germany, the Czech Republic and defending champions Italy in the final 8, which will take place in Bologna in November. And that's all we have for this edition of DD India Live, but let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. And for those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on DD India's mobile app. It's available as on both Android and iOS. Just scan the QR code, download the app. And we'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Gautam Roy, and from all of us here in Delhi, thanks for watching DD India Live.